So we have an update to this story regarding the armed robbery incident that happened in Kantampe in Abuja that led to the death of Arise News anchor Somtochukwu Maduagu. We are now learning that the security man guarding her compound was also killed by the armed robbers. He was most possibly the first person killed because that would be the only way these hoodlums could get in. According to witnesses and people who were also living in that building, there would have been a total of 15 men robbing a total of 18 houses. And it's also been revealed that these men came with guns and machetes, and they split themselves into groups, some targeting the first floor, some targeting the second floor, and just like that, they split themselves into apartments that they could get access to. And it is believed now that these robbers were able to get into all 18 units in that apartment complex. And they all succeeded in stealing cash, electronics, 2 vehicles. However, the only one person believed that they may have killed would have been the security man, suggesting that Somtochukwu would have lost her life from jumping due to the fear of being attacked by these armed robbers. But this is where it gets tricky. This is where it gets confusing. The neighbor who gave this account to these details revealed that not many people in the compound knew that Somtochukwu had jumped from her apartment. And I imagine that this would be the case. They, however, were clear that she screamed. It was her yelling and shouting from the 3rd floor that actually gave the hint to some of the neighbors that something was going on. Mind you, the robbery had already started from the ground floor and the noise were already being made. But it was mostly silent. It was mostly those who had come in contact with the armed robbers. Some of the other tenants were deep asleep because this was around 3 a.m. in the morning. But somehow it was said that Somtochukwu learned that the armed robbers were in the compound and figured out that they were on their way coming up. They were making their way into the building. So invariably, she knew that they were coming to come to apartment eventually. And that was what caused her to scream and yell on top of her lungs, which alerted more of the neighbors. Please put in mind that most of the neighbors were already being robbed. Screaming just helped more people because that was what some of the neighbors said they heard first that woke them up to make them realize that they were under attack. But what she could not pinpoint is at what point she jumped. They said that after it had died down. Put in mind, this witness has clarified that these armed robbers did this in a space of 15 minutes. That they came in there, quick, killed the security man, started going into all the doors. In under 15 minutes, they were done robbing the entire compound. So it was after they had gone and people were coming out to understand what was going on that they found Somto on the floor somewhere at the backyard of some sort, just not away from the front of the house. So they saw her there, and quickly, at the time they even saw her, the police were already in the compound, and they asked the police to help take her to the hospital. It is confirmed that the police said that they had no fuel. I don't know why this police have no fuel situation. It's getting old. Like, it's embarrassing. Like, I'm sorry to say, but Nigerian police, this is embarrassing. There could be any other excuse than the excuse of there is no fuel. Like, even if as a police officer, if there is no fuel, it's not something you would say. The least you could say is use your influence as a police officer to get somebody to use their car or their fuel. What in the hell is there is no fuel? Like, what does that even mean? What is that? How did the police? So no offense. How did the police get there? Did they trek or did they use a broom to fly there? Because I'm sure you use the vehicle. So what is there is no fuel? Ugh. Even as a police officer, I'm sure you guys can literally drive to a fuel station and get fuel and then move. So what is? I'm tired. Now, so another confusing part of this narrative is that when Somto was found, she wasn't wearing lower clothes. Now, this is where it's now looking like it's suspicious. The person telling this story on Twitter said he was found laying flat, face down in her pool of blood with no pants on. Now, I don't know if it's pants in our talk underwear or if it's trousers. I don't know, but I'm assuming it's 3 a.m. I don't know many people who sleeps with full trousers on. So it is possible that she had woken up from her sleep and tried to run in whatever she was in with, because yeah, that happens to a lot of people. If they don't sleep with clothes on, they may not have time to put on clothes, and they may even run out naked. So it could be that. So it has not been stated if, you know, there's a chance that these armed robbers got to her and did something to her, which would also suggest that they may have been the one who would have done that, pushed her. But a lot of the narrative now is that she jumped. Analogy here is that the robbers may not have that time to have assaulted her, and it did not look like they did, but we would have to wait for autopsy results to say whether or not that happened. If that actually did happen, that they actually did something to her, but forbid sexually, get something as a DNA to probably catch one of the criminals. Oh wait, we're in Nigeria, so okay, well, that may not happen. But if this was in an advanced world, the rape kits would have proven something. But from the look of things, it's not looking like that is what happened. However, we would have to wait for an autopsy result. It could have been that she did actually jump, thinking and hoping that it's a better option than to be probably done what we think would have been done to her, or the people did come up, or something like that. It's unlikely that she was thrown, because I feel like they did not do that to any other person. It's over 50 people, I would presume, will be in these apartments, or if these are family homes, it could be over 20 to 30 to 50 people, if possible. So I don't imagine within 18 or 16 apartments, like they said, why she would be the only one that they would want to throw off the balcony. I don't think that would be the case. But again, we're not going to strike that possibility out. We'll just have to wait and hear what comes out from the investigation. So far, the neighbors believe, from what they saw, that she jumped. Her cousin has already confirmed that she jumped. It could be that the cousin was also there with her to see that she jumped. So most of the narratives from people who were there, I'm just going to repeat this because some of you who don't live in Abuja seem to have a lot of conspiracy theory. Oh, they targeted her. She has dirt on Aso Rock. She was going to expose the government. They wanted to silence her. This was an assassination. She was holding this. Shut up. People who were there have confirmed that this was robbery. And the reason why this is not an assassination, this was not a direct target at her, is because 22 minutes away from Kantampe, where this incident happened, in Apple residence, something similar happened in June that got a young man's life ended too. A group of armed robbers in this same form came in like hoodlums. They come in groups. They come in like protesters. It's like hoodlums. Hoodlums is the word. These are not even armed robbers. They come in with machetes and guns that don't work, by the way, because it's only the machete that they have. And then did the same thing in June. It happened in Apple a residential area, be Apple residence or area in Abuja. So this has already happened before. The only reason why we didn't hear of it is because the young man, was not popular, was not famous. He didn't work in Arise News. So if we keep trying to make this look like, oh, it was an assassination, it will make people feel like, oh, I have nothing to worry about. And I guess they were going after her because she wanted to expose the government. Please, it could happen to anyone. In Abuja, be careful, be at alert, pay attention. Don't sleep and be like, okay, I will rest because it only happened to them because she's a news anchor and she's popular. That is not the case. The truth of this matter is Abuja has this armed robbery issue. It's ongoing. Today it will be quiet. Give it a month. Like I said, the last we heard of something like this was in June. These people will go into hiding and give it another 3 months, 4 months. They will strike again. And the chances of us hearing it is we may not hear it because, again, it might not be a popular place that will go this time. The only reason we are hearing this is because she works in Arise News. There's a high chance that if she wasn't already this known on television, we wouldn't have heard about it. And we all would have gone on with our day thinking that the world is a better place. And these things don't happen. But they are happening. Hoodlums are now coming in numbers. They will target a particular compound, a particular place, calculate on how they will do it and how fast they can do it, and pick a good date, strike, and then they do what they need to do and leave. In that previous case that happened in June, the only young man was the only person that was killed because he did not know they were robbing his apartment when he came home. So these robbers did not kill anyone. So they just come to steal. Same thing now with this one. The only person they killed with their hand was the security man. Because again, like the witness said, the security man was armed. The security man had his weapon. So the security man was an armed security man protecting the estate. So that was most likely why they even had to kill him. Somto herself is being said that she most likely jumped. So there is a high chance that if they had robbed her, they would have just mostly robbed her and not touch her or harm her, and they would have gone. Although some people have this theory that she fought back and she argued with these men, and that could have led to them throwing her over. Given their nature, I think if they had to fight her, they would have most likely used cutlass or something other than throwing her. I don't think it's a common thing that happens. And I don't know her, so I don't know if she's the kind of person that would be confronting and fighting 15 men with guns, and I don't see that as a possibility. I don't imagine it, but that could be. However, already family, people who were there, cousins have said and repeated that she most likely jumped. So those of you who think you know better, that you think is an assassination, not guilty, they won't tell you that you think you're the one that knows it all, that it's definitely an assassination. I don't know. The people who were there, her cousin have also said she jumped, and it's an armed robbery situation. But let's not stress it. There are people who know better than us out there that believes that this is a conspiracy. For now, the story never makes sense. It's not adding up. It never clear. It not make sense. I don't know what to tell you. Not everybody is bright to comprehend. So if it does not make sense to you at this point, you may not be as bright as you think you are. So moving on, it's important to know that we are waiting for more updates on the police. A lot of people are still on the case. The president has ordered that they find the killers. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means. What I would really say is Abuja people should really start standing up in unity as regards insecurity. Because I know it's not peaceful in Nigeria as a whole, but Abuja on its own, this is looking like what would continue. It does not look like it will stop here. These people were successful in June. Now they are successful in September. Who knows when next they will strike and where next they will attack. We'll just see. We'll just see how it goes. Hopefully the level of security in Abuja increases after this incident, because that would be appreciated, honestly, to save more lives, to save people from being victims of this incident. It's unfortunate.